everybody, and welcome back to South African Homesteader. My name is Heirloom, and if this is the first time that you are with us, then please consider subscribing to the channel, and you can look at some previous videos that I have made. So if you haven't seen that one, then it will be on my YouTube channel. And so please, if you're a bit confused about where we are now, then you can just refer back to that one. So in the last video, I spoke about the types of tomato plants that are my passion for tomato plants and why I have the passion for especially tomato plants. I will be growing a lot of other things, but tomatoes and peppers are what I will be growing plenty of varieties of. This year, 2021, I will be growing about 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, exactly 20 different varieties of tomatoes. Now, what do you mean different varieties of tomatoes? As I've said in the previous video, there are over 1,500, if not more, tomato varieties, and they are increasing all the time because people are working. You have some gardeners, avid gardeners, who is working on formulating their own hybrids, and I have spoken about heirlooms and hybrids in my previous video. Now, the first type of tomato that I am going to be mentioning today is what I'll be growing, and this is a tomato that we are all very familiar with because this is what is grown in our most of our farmers grow the Moneymaker tomato. It is a red tomato. All I'm going to do today is I'm just going to be giving you the types, and in a future episode, future video, I will be going more in depth about what each type represents, what type of tomato, what it tastes like, and what it can be used for. Is it because you get different types of tomatoes? You get paste tomatoes, which is used for sauces, for your salsas, and those types of things, for your pizza toppings. You get your slicer tomatoes, which are lovely for your burgers and your sandwiches. And what it says, it's slicer tomatoes, and they're usually a bit bigger than the other tomatoes. Then you have your cherry tomatoes. Those are lovely to just pop in your mouth and eat, or you can put it in your salads. So those are the three types of tomatoes. Besides now being, I've mentioned you get the determinate and the indeterminate type of plants, which is the one that grows to a standard height, the one that vines and grows to an indeterminate height. And then you get your heirlooms and you get your hybrid. Then you have your paste tomatoes, you have your slicer tomatoes, and you have your cherry tomatoes. You also have something called a tomatillo, and that is, it's like a cherry tomato, and you get some that's a little bit bigger, but I'm specifically going to be speaking about the one that is a cherry tomato. And the tomatillo is grown, it grows in a sort of, in a husk, in a straw colored husk. Okay, so the first type, like I said, was the Moneymaker tomato. Most of us are familiar with this type of tomato since this is what we mostly buy in our local supermarkets and stores. The second type of tomato that I'm going to be speaking about, that I'm also growing, is the Roma tomato. Now this we would also have seen, it is a slightly almost egg-shaped, almost oval type of shape. And remember, I will be posting pictures of all of these tomatoes on my Instagram page per day. It will be a tomato 2 weeks that we'll have, more than 2 weeks, because I've got 20 types of tomatoes. So for the next 20 days there will be a picture of a tomato and the type of tomato it is. The third type, I'm just going to pick them up as I see them, this is a pineapple tomato. Now the pineapple tomato is such a beautiful tomato, and it is almost two colors, sort of yellowy with red in between, and I cannot wait to taste this. In a future video, I'm just showing you today what I'm growing. In a future video, I will be telling you more about each type of tomato and the expected taste, because I cannot vouch for the tastes. I can only go according to what I've read and heard. Just also another to this. In South Africa, it is not that common knowledge amongst the people. It's not common knowledge that you get heirloom tomatoes and the different varieties. So this is something that is new to many of us, and but it's been in America. It is such a big thing. People go crazy for the tomatoes. So I've now mentioned the Moneymaker, I've mentioned the Roman tomato, I've mentioned the pineapple tomato. Then I'm also growing, what is this? The Floridade. The Floridade tomato is also a red tomato, and it looks, from the picture, it looks similar to the Moneymaker tomato. Okay? I cannot wait to actually have all of these fruit and tasting these tomatoes and live showing you what it tastes like and my immediate reaction to it. This is called a banana leeks tomato. This is a yellow tomato and it's long. It looks like a banana, so like a small banana. That's what it looks like. So this is called a banana leeks tomato, right? This one is a Cherokee purple tomato. And the Cherokee purple tomato, these are only ones of each type. I have about 130 tomato plants that I will be planting. Where I will be planting all of these, I don't know. But you know, I will make a plan. And I will tell you about the plan that I make when I make the plan. So this is the Cherokee purple. This is a purple tomato. This is, and it's a beautiful looking tomato. I'll tell you which is my favorite of all of these. I haven't tasted it, but just the reactions of everybody thus far. Then this is a red sweetie cherry tomato. This is a cherry tomato, and it looks beautiful on the pictures and on people whom I've seen internationally who's grown this. This is the red cherry tomato. Then we have the black crumb tomato, known as one of the best tomatoes in the world. It's got a smoky flavor apparently. It's got blackish, bluish shoulders, the tomato, and then it's reddish sort of. So it's a bi-tri-colored tomato, and it's also a sliced tomato. It's quite a big tomato. So I think out of all of this, I only have 2. I had 5, but only 2 survived. Only 2 made it. So I hide this sort of in between all the others so that it doesn't accidentally get knocked over, or so that I don't damage it accidentally. This one, I don't know if I've mentioned, the Cherokee purple. This is a purple tomato. As the more the sun gets it, the darker the color becomes. So I'm also interested in tasting that one. In fact, I'm interested in tasting all of this. Some of it have thick skin, some of it have thin skin, some of them have lots of juice inside, some of them are fleshy, like the paste tomatoes, etc. So I'm quite keen on that. This is the Roma. I think I might have mentioned that. The oval one, I have mentioned it. Then this one, what a beautiful tomato this is. I've actually seen this at the organic farmers market, and it's called an oxheart tomato. An oxheart tomato, it's shaped almost like a heart with like lines in sort of ridges in the tomato, and it's a huge tomato. this oxeye tomato. Then we have a purple tomatillo. This is the one that's a cherry tomato. It's purple and it grows in a husk, and it's straw colored husk. So this is used, the tomatillos is used in a lot of Mexican dishes, and I've never ever tasted it. I've never seen it. So I'm very interested to see what this tomato is going. It's not actually, it's a tomatillo. So it's like a tomato, but I don't know if it's strictly a tomato. So looks like a tomato, it's just that it grows in a husk. So I'm growing it in exactly the same way as I grow all the other tomatoes. And I don't know if I've mentioned this. There must be a gardener's, which one is this? Cherokee purple. I have got, okay, this one I haven't mentioned. This one is called the clear pink tomato. Now this is a clear pink. It's a big slice of tomato and it's a pink tomato. So it's not red, it's pink. Also, I cannot wait to taste and give you guys feedback on all these tomatoes that I'll be growing. I will be, going forward, I will be taking orders for some of these tomato plants. Because I've got so many, and if I cannot, or if I don't have space for all of these, then I'm going to be having to sell these tomato plants in perhaps per tomato plant in different variety packs. I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but it is a thought. Then there's also, I've got another cherry tomato, which I don't see here. It's called Gardener's Delight. And it's apparently a very nice cherry tomato. I also have another one, which is, it's a yellow, I don't know if it's a yellow sun gold, if it's a sun gold cherry tomato. And then I have another two varieties, which I got last week, which I haven't seeded. I haven't sown the seeds at all. The one is the giant Belgium, which like, I've also seen in a previous video, it grows up to a kilo. Now those are probably for experienced gardeners. I'm a novice, so I'll be happy if I get a half a kilo tomato. Can you imagine getting a half a kilo tomato? My word. And the other one is the Kellogg's breakfast tomato. Those are the two varieties that I received last week, because it was not in stock anyway, and so when I saw it online, I immediately ordered them. So these are the varieties of tomatoes that I'll be growing, that is seeded and grown and all of this. Then I have a few tomatoes which I'm not sure of what type of tomato it is. I'm not sure of the name. The one is, it looks like a green zebra tomato. So it's a green tomato. Even when it's ripe, it's green, and it has these like lines on them. So the other one is it looks like a smoky cherry tomato, and these are the names. 4 of these tomatoes I've named myself because I don't know what type they are. So it will just be by, the name will just be by the way I saw the tomato. So smoky cherry, green marble. Yeah, I've got something that I'm calling green marble because it looked like a marble with sort of greenish lines on it as well. And then the other one looked like a black crumb, but I know for sure it's not a black crumb. So those are the 4 tomatoes that I'll be growing besides now the ones that I have here. I also have a list of the peppers, which I will do in a future video, but right now I hope you guys are as excited as I am to have a look at what these tomatoes are going to be doing and what fruit they're going to, how the fruit are going to be looking when it's set. And then I will be doing updates as these ones grow. Okay, So that was the tomato plants. Please remember if you are not following me on Instagram, to follow me on Instagram. I will be putting a picture of one type of tomato every day for the next 20 days. And that will be for the 20 tomatoes that I will be growing this year. So on Instagram, my handle for Instagram is South African Homesteader. Do not forget, if you found this video interesting, please click the like button here, subscribe button here, and the bell button to get notified of any future uploads so that you may receive it as it happens. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget that the best way that you can support this channel is by subscribing, liking, and sharing all of these videos on your social media platforms. From me, Heria at South African Homesteader, until next time, may Allah bless you.